suspended. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Thank you very much for that, Ian Wright. People deluded, I'm back again. Appreciative to all of you lot tuned in. Obviously, it's Monday, people. Hope you lot attacked the week. Hope this week, you know, with it being the second week of 2023, is obviously prosperous for you lot in your personal and private lives. As usual, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Appreciative of the platform we've obviously amassed here, and I appreciate all the consistent support. Please make sure you liking, commenting, subscribing, people. I think the last video I dropped, you lot came heavy with the engagement, the likes, the get your talking points. Obviously, these things help with the YouTube algorithm and helps gets our platform out there. But you know, I do read. Listen, it's difficult to read all your YouTube comments, but I do go through them, and I do like to hear, you know, you lot's thoughts in relation to transfers. Even when we do, you know, Arsenal are playing Oxford or Oxford United against Arsenal, we're doing a watch along for that. Like I said, it's Monday. I'll be live from 7 p.m. because we kick off at 8 p.m. So join me for that one. It's very appreciative of all the support you lot do. And, you know, there's no wrongs or rights in football. Football's a subjective game, even though everyone thinks they're right. With that being said, it's January, people. And you can see the men to the back of me, pause, of course. Mudryk and obviously Arteta. There's the Mudryk, there's the Joao Felixes, there's the Danilo, Milinković Savić, the Depay, Memphis Depay. The dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. So allow me to share my screen with you lot, and let's actually look at what's being said. Allegedly, conversations between Arsenal and Palmeiras for midfielder Danilo have cooled down. I don't know if that's because the dynamic has shifted. You know, obviously, we looked like we was going to bring in a centre mid and a right winger or left winger or someone able to play both in the summer. But then with, at the time, I believe, Partey and El Nene, we then tried to pursue Danilo, Telemans and Douglas Luiz, which didn't work. This time around, obviously, it seems like Arteta is dead set on a winger to help complement the Sakas, the Martinellis, and help us with injuries and increase our squad depth. Obviously, with Gabriel Jesus' injury, a need for an attacker, whether that be a striker or a winger, someone that's able to play in the two, whether that's, you know, Mudryk, for example, could be groomed to play in as a forward, as some reports say. But you'd imagine that now opens up the opportunities for someone like, you know, Eddie Nketiah doesn't deserve to be dropped. He's done well, but potentially, not that I would do it right now, but play Martinelli through the middle, bring in Mudryk there, and we've got different options really. And, you know, if we could bring a couple of midfielders in long term, we could have some options to play 2-8s, to keep playing Xhaka and Partey and Odegaard, to just be that little bit more, you know, flexible and unpredictable, and give Arteta greater ingredients to keep chefing with, as you're seeing what he's doing at Arsenal. You know, everything he's touching is turning to gold individually and collectively. Hopefully it continues, really. I mean, you know, if the league ended tomorrow, which would be great because I don't check the league table, but Arsenal allegedly are top. I haven't seen since August, and it wouldn't quite be invincible, you know, because you know, we've got a gold Premier League trophy, but it'd be good enough to a degree. But we'll have to see in it, really. Monaco, Ajax, and all of these clubs are allegedly monitoring situations. If I jump ahead a bit, where is it? It should be there. Obviously, again, Arsenal, Atletico, and Monaco compete for Danilo. For me, I think we need a midfielder in Jan, but I just feel based on what we're reading, if we were successful in getting a Joao Felix on loan and Mudryk, I think we would leave a centre mid off the table. I hope to be wrong. I don't know anything. This is just my opinion, just based on doing these videos with you. So it's not informed, people. But I'm going to skip through a lot of this. We know Palmeiras held firm to not let him go last season. With them obviously finishing their season, it was always seen that he would be someone that would have been sold in January, or specifically after the World Cup, people. And, you know, he's got some good opportunities. Monaco and Ajax could be the first, you know, introductory steps for him into Europe. Both clubs will be happy to sell him at a profit to either the, you know, the bigger European teams, whether that be teams in England or elsewhere, people. We've seen this already. They're preparing to sell Danilo. The club has not yet decided on the departure of the midfielder, but knows that there are at least 3 interested in taking him. Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, and Monaco are willing to sign him. Of the 3, one, and it hasn't specified which one, has already sent a proposal to the club. The name of the club is kept confidential, and he was primarily linked with Arsenal. He gave an interview the other day and said he's ready to move to Europe. There were, you know, similar to when, is it Emerson Royal of Spurs? You know, it's like Barca bought him and then he was kind of palmed off to Betis, Barcelona, and they've got financial issues. Whether they can bring someone in January, is another thing. But there was rumours that they could bring him in and then loan him out to a Spanish club. So he's someone that, although has played 56 times for Palmeiras, has a lot of experience to build upon. And a 21-year-old would obviously tie into what Arsenal were doing. But where that's concerned, that seems to be really and truly it. Kind of completely off topic, but Arsenal have hired a techers guru, people, and apparently he works with like one-to-one training, finishing, effective skills. Like I was reading an interview, and it's true. It's like he does a lot of, prior to obviously signing for Arsenal, he does a lot of drills with little kids, like ranging from 5 to academy. And obviously, you know, ironically, you've got Eden Hazard and Zaha to the left and right of him, people. Them lot have a bag of skills, but having a bag of skills doesn't necessarily mean you're productive. It doesn't mean anything if you can do step overs and take 3 players out the game, if you can't get your head up and either score or assist or provide a decisive moment within the game. And he does kind of breed that. So I would like him to sign for Arsenal, because obviously it's good, isn't it, really and truly, how we could work with players, especially the attacking players, whether that be Martinelli, Reece Nelson, Saka, etc., on different areas of the foot, literally, to finish people, you know, different body positionings, you know, because if you're nearer to the, you know, the Henry finish, typically to open up his body, go to the far left, or there'll be opportunities where you need to finish in different circumstances, if I'm completely honest with you. Scrolling down a bit, people, you know, just to get to the bulk of this, people. Apparently, we're bringing this guy in, and he's, you know, Mr. What I mean, this article's a bit mad. Arsenal have appointed Hussein Issa, forgive me for pronunciation, to the role of attacking phase coach, which will see him work with both the first team and leading academy talents transitioning towards Mikel Arteta's squad. Issa goes by the name of Tekker's Guru, which stems from the following. He is a match for obviously his skills and his free kick ability online, so he appears quite a social media sensation, and I think he obviously has non-league experience as well. And he's only 34 as well, when that's, you know, in terms of being a coach, you look at him, you look at Carlos, you look at Arteta, you look at Edu, you know, you look at our playing staff, everybody, Wilshere and Mertesacker in their roles, the whole collective club is kind of young. You know, there is experience dotted around. Of course, you can't have a bag of inexperience, you can't have a bag of experience, because they might not be susceptible to new ideas. But it seems like, depending on the length of his contract and things, how he can grow. And obviously, he's like Charlie Patton. No, he's actually played well. I don't know if Charlie's played for England at futsal level, but I know him and Amari Hutchison used to play that. And he's obviously futsal. So there's a wealth of experience from him as a personal point of view, how he looks at football, the experience he's gained, obviously the coaching badges, the one-to-ones, and obviously futsal, because what I'm getting from this is, again, a lot of what we need at Arsenal. First touch, looking up, third man runners, all this sort of technical business. So he's got a wealth of experience. Bring him in. He spent time, unfortunately, at Tottenham Hotspur, and used his one-to-one expertise at QPR and Crystal Palace academies before going it alone. So he showed he's got an entrepreneurial spirit. He takes risks, people. Allegedly, he will start in the summer. So best of luck to you, fella. Apparently, Wilfried Zaha wants to stay at Crystal Palace this month with his contract running down. He's someone that indirectly keeps being linked with Arsenal Football Club, people. Scrolling down to this, people, we know Palace and Vieira want to keep him. The Athletic understands the player is fully committed to completing his deal and helping the South London side until it runs out. Despite seeing the possibility of a move in previous windows fail to materialize, Zaha's relationship with Palace is known to be healthy, especially since Vieira took charge in July 2021. And I mean, you know what? I know people will say Zaha is old and things like that, but we could use him for a couple of years. Don't get it twisted. The Mudryks, the Felixes, these guys I'd prefer, but you can't say he's old and then look at Xhaka and Partey and to a degree El Nene and say they can't help us, and they're not going to rock up in July and, you know, suddenly they're finished. They could be bridge players, allow our academy prospects or young players to kind of get up to speed, really. But yeah, I think everything's on the table for Zaha to move to a bigger English club, to move to a top European team, or continue to live, you know, if you can't play for Arsenal, playing under Patrick Vieira and then being a boyhood man of South London and come through the academy. It can't get any better. But football career is short, really and truly. Apparently, Chelsea were among the clubs to consider Zaha in the previous window, but it would have taken a high fee to prize him away from Palace, which, even with only a year to go on his deal at the time, illustrated his value to them. This time around, he has no intention of departing and is said to be completely focused on playing for Palace. You know, they travelled to Chelsea, really. You know, come on, Palace. Hopefully, you can finish ahead of them. Once the summer arrives, Zaha will have to choose whether he signs a new contract at Palace. They want that to happen, or starts a new chapter elsewhere. At present, no decision has been made either way. you know, counting down the weeks till we're linked with Eden Hazard. I don't like to see a man's dream fail. He's won the Champions League, but at 32 years of age, he's hardly done at Real Madrid what he was doing at Chelsea, and he's not been able to stay fit. And he's someone that is on a high salary, and they might look to move him on. He'll discuss his future in February. He has been linked with a loan move to Arsenal previously, people, but it doesn't seem like there's anything new there. Really pushing, £80 million man has told his club last week he intends to join Arsenal. Arsenal's pursuit of Mudryk continues, but in good news for the Gunners, the players once again told Shakhtar he wants the move. Arsenal have no say on who Shakhtar can talk to, but they feel that their London rivals have been used somewhat to try and push them into a deal. But that aside, talks continue and Arsenal remain confident they can get a deal done. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, turn on your notifications, check out the YouTube playlist, and offer your opinions, people. And you cannot unknow the fact that Mudryk has pushed so hard to get Arsenal, and understand the player himself has made it clear again in the last week that Arsenal remains his first choice, and fair play to him, he's really pushing for that. That obviously gives you confidence, because that means Chelsea or whoever can bid whatever. If it doesn't happen in January, maybe Arsenal could say, you know what, sit tight, keep doing what you're doing, we'll come back for you in the summer, whether that's right or wrong. But there is a degree, if Arsenal walk away from the deal, no matter how much he wants to move for Arsenal, if Arsenal say, you know what, enough's enough, you're acting up, we're going to go and pursue other targets, he has to go to Chelsea or whoever, really and truly, or sit down until the summer until a new move happens, because these things are a possibility in football. Graham Bailey has once again said Arsenal, well, we've already seen this, really. I think these are the same comments, people. As I said, I don't try to miss a beat. Ben Jacobs has said on it, if they can get that package of 70 to 75 million euros, but with a strong structure, then I think the feeling from Arsenal's perspective is that Shakhtar might sanction that sale to do so within the next week or so. Should we see if Ben Jacobs has offered any update on such, people? You know, big up all of that stuff that he's on about, but, you know, I don't think so, people. Well, he said Chelsea are trying to get Mudryk and Thuram. Again, check out the video I dropped this morning, people, because we covered that. He has actually said Arsenal have further talks scheduled over Joao Felix loan. Atletico Madrid demands remain high, with the Spanish club hoping to pit suitors against each other. No package agreed yet. Arsenal ideally want an option to buy, not a given in brackets. See below, 70 million and a loan fee of around 5 million euros. Remember, Atletico have consistently said there will be no cut price deal on Felix. They value him at close to 90 million with a loan fee and wages covered. Anything permanent in addition, option or obligation is likely to be higher than both clubs want to pay. Atletico would actually prefer a straight loan. This has always been their initial position, of course, because if he signs for Arsenal, who are doing better than Atletico on a more attacking side, Joao Felix looks a more attractive prospect to maybe building bridges and continuing his life at Atletico, or provide, you know, other clubs might be interested, and then there's a bidding war and things like that, which would obviously harm people. So I think both for Arsenal and United, who are primarily linked with him, if there's no buy option, it's all a myth. Dean Joseph said, I'm hearing that Arsenal are trying to negotiate with Atletico over Joao Felix. They will try to find common ground over the loan and accept that they might have to overpay compared to a typical loan fee. And that's, you know, for Atletico, they need to calm down their demands, and Arsenal and United probably have to, you know, be a bit more, have to up their money. That's just normal business negotiations, people. No one wants to overpay. Everyone will underpay if they can, people. That's just business and how it works. If we do beat Oxford United today, people, please make sure you're obviously smashing the like button on that video as well. At the end of this live stream, it should take you, well, video better yet, it should take you to a link for such in the, you know, at the end of the vid or throughout this. You know, I'm pretty sure on YouTube you see images pop up in relation to hyperlinks and videos you can click. We will be watching that. Should we be successful in beating Oxford United, we're either playing, well, it's not Chelsea, we're playing Manchester City, and you saw what Mahrez did, what Foden did. Alvarez and Mahrez also scored penalties. You don't really want to play City unless we have to play them in the league, people. And we've seen that already. The Atletico Madrid president has said Joao Felix's future. I always say the players play in the club that they want. I don't know where Joao wants to play. I think he's now feeling so good here at Atletico. It depends on Joao and on the situation. In life, there's nothing impossible, but it's normal for Joao to stay at Atletico Madrid. Again, Graham Bailey of 90 Minutes / Team Talk or whatever he has said on Mudryk, he wants to go to Arsenal. He's made that clear over the past 24 hours as well, from our understanding. Arsenal are not too amused by Chelsea coming in, but there's a belief in the Arsenal camp that they will get it done. I think Shakhtar will come down. There is a belief that the agreement will come and Mudryk will get his wish of joining the title challenger. Shout out Arsenal Buzz and all these guys that condense the news and all of these sort of things, people. Make it easier for us to do these live streams with kindness. Well, I keep saying live streams, videos, people. What's this report? Teammates of 70 million player are saying he has already joined Arsenal, allegedly, according to Ben Jacobs. Specifically, Arsenal is his dream. Arsenal is a club he has been watching. Arsenal is the club that his teammates are joking he's already joined, which that's just banter in the change rooms, but that could mean something. And again, apparently Arsenal remain confident of Mudryk despite Shakhtar annoyance. Arsenal want Mudryk and they want the deal doing as soon as possible. We have already seen talks commence with Chelsea and Shakhtar Donetsk. Arsenal have no say on who Shakhtar can talk to, but they feel that their London rivals have been used somewhat to try and push them into a deal. But that aside, talks continue and Arsenal remain confident they can get a deal done. And you can't ignore the fact that Mudryk has pushed so hard to get to Arsenal. And I understand the player himself has made it clear again in the last week that Arsenal remain his first choice, and fair play to him. He's really pushing for that. Shakhtar obviously have Mudryk under contract until 2026, people. Chelsea are also keen, but apparently they want to see his actual willingness to join us, people. We've seen the Danilo stuff already. Again, Arsenal in talks with agent over summer signing might be likelier than this month. This is in relation to Milinković Savić, where contracted until 2024. Bit of gamesmanship, linked with all Premier League clubs year in, year out. You know, Arsenal fans would love him. Obviously, you've got Xhaka and him and some, you know, geopolitical things, which some fans say why they can't see it happening. But, you know, the 27-year-old turns 28 this month. If it could happen, him or Benassi are two different players, they'd be great. But anything that links us with players out of Italy, we've been taken around the houses, people. Allegedly, you know, his agent who played for Chelsea many moons ago will then be said to be working up some kind of plan, and this will drag on for much of the window. Milinković Savić will then say where he is, and the whole process will gear up ahead of the following window. We clearly know his time at Lazio is kind of done, and he's attracting interest, people. According to this report out of Italy, it mentions the Gunners and it reports Arsenal and an unnamed Premier League side who have been in contact with his agent Kesman. The midfielder turns 28 this month and his chances of a big move are faltering. Lazio have him on a contract until June 2024, so there's no sense of panic, at least for these 4 months, from the Serie A club about his contract status, even if they would like a renewal. There's also no pressure being piled on, despite the claim of talks with Arsenal on another side. It is thought the agent may be playing the long game, and it's now a very long game and looks towards a move in the summer. So we'll have to see where that develops where Milinković Savić is concerned. Tossart apparently is going to keep it moving from Brighton, people, and you know, again, he's been linked with Arsenal, so I thought we could cover that. Newcastle have been linked with Moussa Diaby. How long until Arsenal are relinked with him, especially if we do or don't get Mudryk? Arsenal have not yet managed to convince Shakhtar Donetsk to sanction a Mudryk sale in the winter market. The Gunners are keen to add the winger. Arsenal made an improved offer of 40 million and then we changed it to 20 million. And then there was also talk we offered an even better one, people. And we did previously hear a Ukrainian agent say minimal. Shakhtar won't let Mudryk go for the money they're currently offering. 100 million is an inadequate price. A player from the Ukrainian championship cannot cost more than, for example, a player from the Netherlands, and they were looking towards Antony's fee to get more. You have to, or even Gakpo for Arsenal's case to them. You have to look at things realistically. There's market value, and Shakhtar seem to be taking figures from the ceiling. The guy is in the golden cage, which he's all, yeah, it's a bit like Grealish at Villa in that league, in that team. I know for sure that in the summer, Brentford offered good money for Mudryk, but the next team refused. To be fair, is, you know, that initial rejecting offers in the summer till now has been backed up. It seems as if they want to reflect on their talent, everything they've lost in past failed windows. Again, Mudryk is a Shakhtar player, and the decision of his transfer will be made by the management of the next club. Mykhaylo is preparing to go to camp with Shakhtar. Trust only official information, people. So we'll have to see how that develops. Allegedly, Arsenal have been hit with a fine in relation to, you know, the Newcastle game. I mean, maybe if refs done what they're supposed to do, there wouldn't be issues. Joao Felix allegedly isn't the only player Arsenal and United are fighting over. Memphis Depay, because it seems his days are numbered at Barca. Arsenal and Man United are interested in a shock Memphis Depay transfer with cut price move targeted. Apparently, he was available for £1 million, the 28-year-old. As we know, we're on the lookout for replacements for Gabriel Jesus to cope with his injury. United, they've been linked with more out-and-out strikers, but a return for Depay on a free, excluding what wages he would get, could probably be something, people. Player doesn't want Arsenal or Liverpool transfer in January. That's in relation to Wilf Zaha. I think I was reading this myself. This is just from goal.com about who we've been linked with primarily, people. I'm not going to bore you with that. Again, Vlahovic this time last year was the guy. Apparently, he really wants Premier League move, people. Don't know if that's true, and I don't really care for him, really. Which players have Arsenal been linked with in the transfer window? Let's see. I mean, we have been linked with Mudryk, Joao, Felix, Mykhaylo. Bit of a boring article, isn't it? And again, Arsenal in advanced talks over Joao Felix move. Again, it's going to come down to, you know, if Atletico and Arsenal or even United can meet a compromise for demands, people. So we'll have to see how that goes. We've already spoken about this coach. You know, we've been linked with Declan Rice prior, people. Which we've covered in some previous videos. I don't think there's anything specific here. Make sure you're smashing the like button, people. Again, to wrap this up, according to a report out of Spain talking about 2 London clubs, Arsenal want to make Declan Rice one of their top signings ahead of the 2023-24 season. He's got interest from City, Chelsea, and just about anyone, and he's contracted until 2024. So that seemed like a summer one. Arsenal not concerned about Chelsea's attempt to hijack a Mudryk bid, as we've seen. You know, apparently we're in talks to get Ivan Ndika on a free transfer. Arsenal apparently monitoring Real Sociedad attacking midfielder Mendes, who has caught the eye of Mikel Arteta. He has 10 goals and 7 assists in 24 games, and he's valued by Sociedad at 50 million euros. We've already spoken about this Greek wonderkid in previous vids, but apparently we're watching Giannis Konstantilas. And once again, we're linked with an ambitious double swoop for Mudryk and Joao Felix, people. And we're optimistic about Mudryk signing. We have been linked with Tammy Abraham once again. We covered it yesterday, but El Nene's been linked with a reunion with Una Emre at Aston Villa. And once again, allegedly, the Gunners are in contact with Milinković Savic's agent over a potential move, people. So make of that what you want. For what it's worth, Vlahovic prefers a move to England. I think that bridge is closed where Arsenal are concerned. So yeah, people, if you've got any opinions, smash the like button. Make sure you're commenting, doing what you can to grow this platform, grow our platform. Don't forget, I'm watching Oxford United with you guys against Arsenal at 7 p.m. because we kick off at 8 p.m. Appreciative to all of you lot have been tuned in. You lot stay blessed, stay safe. Let me know your opinions. Check out the rest of the content. Any other news, I'll be reactive to get out for you lot. But I hope you lot have enjoyed, man. One love. Take care, stay blessed. It is what it is. One love.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like